Hey everybody, this is Charlie at Building 9 Grill. I bet you're expecting to hear about some other businesses that I want to highlight, and they will be coming shortly. But what I want to talk to you today about is I've decided to do a series on the history of Troy. So what I'm trying to do is talk to different individuals that were around in the 70s, 80s, 90s, kind of when I was a rug rat in Troy. My first guest is going to be Mr. Jack Kuyper. What an amazing individual. If there were more people like Jack in this world, we'd have a lot fewer problems. Jack Kuyper bought a business in 1972, and you're going to hear about his story coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about your trip, one of your trips to Delaware. I mean, where did you go?
Sure. We always went to the West Branch of the Delaware. My buddy who passed away, I fished with him for 50 years, and 60 years. And we used to fish at night. Get there about 10 o'clock at night.
And that was quite a drive.
It's about a 2-hour drive. We waited till 10 o'clock because the fish, the brown trout, they change from light to dark. It takes about a half hour, so that's why we go at 10:30. Everybody comes off the stream, and it's kind of spooky. You know, you got to know where to wade. And we, like I said, we fished about 1 in the morning, and a lot of times you'll have 1 or 2 fish on at a time. Brown trout, they run from 18 to 20 inches. It really worked out nice. And mostly the West Branch of the Delaware. And then from there we went up in the northern part, about a mile upstream, and fished during the day up there. So worked out real nice.
It sounds like I missed a really good opportunity. One of the reasons I didn't want to go is I was nervous or scared because I had never fly fished.
Yeah.
But I should have taken you up on that because I'm sure you would have been a good teacher.
We had a lot of fun at it, and just fished all over. Right now I fish up at Rainbow Paradise up in Countersport.
Okay.
I can't wade anymore because of my back, that scoliosis.
Okay.
So I put my chair in the pond and just up yesterday and caught some nice fish. So, I grew up in northern New Jersey. We had 3 farms in the town, and it was pretty rural, apple orchards, and it was a great life. And it got very populated later on. A lot of the big companies from New York City moved out to the suburbs there. And the farms went, and we were always hunting and fishing right out the backyard, and grew up that way. Most of my life was in the milk business. My uncle, my dad started the business. My uncle started the business, and he milked the cows and delivered milk by hand and processed the milk. Then we got into dairy stores. We had 127 dairy stores, and the business grew and grew, and it got to the point where we had to make a decision of what to do, whether to stay there. And we had 127 stores. And, we made our own ice cream. Everything was made up here. The ice cream was in Tunkhannock, dry milk plant in Tunkhannock. We had 7 dairies up there. Canton, Liberty, Ulster. Yeah, all those. And we received the milk up here and brought it down to New Jersey to process it.
What took you in the shoe business?
Well, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Well, I had an ice cream truck, I mean a big one, whole diamond T, and delivered the ice cream to our stores. I sold the truck, and then I said, gee, let's see if we can move to Troy. Said that my wife Dottie. So we were looking for a business. I had the log homes that I was selling before, and that's kind of chancy. So I wanted a business I could do every day. So saw in the paper where Joe Trapani's shoe shop was for sale. I said, well, I can do that. So we saw Joe and we purchased the shoe store.
What year was that? Do you recall?
That was in 72,
Okay.
1972.
Okay.
Before that, I graduated from Delaware Valley College down in Doylestown, dairy husbandry, but I could see where the milk business was going. So we did that, and a little store right downtown, 18 by 56.
Yes, I remember it
It's a
well.
little crowded. So with the log home business, I was doing log homes, and I get home at night if I'm on a project and repair shoes at night. I'd work the day, and it worked out quite well.
So did the previous owner teach you how to? Or
Joe worked with me for a year.
A year?
Yep. And then we got studying, started orthopedic work.
What to do?
And I sold the store to my daughter Jen and her husband Kurt, and now she's real good at the orthopedic.
Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do a great job.
Building shoes.
What year did you sell the downtown store and move up to? What brought that about?
Yeah. Well, what happened? We just had a little narrow lot there. We had garage and parking in the back, and then they sold the property to First Bank of Troy. And they built that bank there.
So you owned the property or the building at that time?
Yeah.
And then you sold that to the First Bank of Troy?
Yeah.
And then you moved it up?
Well, no, I didn't sell it to the First Bank of Troy. We just closed it up.
Oh, okay.
And then moved down to our present location.
Oh, because you needed more
Yeah,
room.
it needed more room.
You had outgrown that small.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Let's see, what year was that? I think it was in the 80s. It's great because you get some real characters in. You know. Probably the most memorable is people with sore feet or don't know they have sore feet. Just building a shoe for them so they can get around. I mean, it really worked good. I had a fellow from Mansfield at a campground, and he's from Chicago, and he couldn't walk very good, so we made a pair of shoes so he could walk. I still see him at the restaurant up in Perkins. Another lady had a leg brace, wore for years, the old metal leg braces, and we took her out of that metal brace and built a shoe for her for stability so she could walk, and she was just so happy. So a lot of satisfied customers. We always loved it when we came up, and the people were great. And of course, we had the camp up on the mountain, place to stay, and I knew a lot of people from being younger, the Scotts and the Rumseys and a lot of people there. And coming from a small small town where we lived in New Jersey, it was kind of the same, you know. Like I said, we had 3 farms and really got populated and high prices.
So Clint, he graduated in 81, 82?
I think it was 80. I think it was 82.
82, right.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about Clint. I remember him in school. I graduated in 80.
Okay.
I remember Clint being a big guy.
Yeah. Still big.
And gentle, kind as you are. We know that Jen took over the family shoe business.
Yep.
What is Clint up to?
Well, Clint, Jen was in the Air Force out in Colorado Springs, and Jen and Kerr they had this big dog, and they wanted to take it out to Colorado Springs, so Clint drove it out to him there, and then he got looking around, and he said, he was working with me in the shoe shop a little bit. I found a small shop for sale. I said, well, if you want to, of course, he always liked the West. And I said, you want a shop? I said, it was affordable, and he was able to buy it. It was a little shopping center. And then he went from there to a bigger store, another shopping center, and very, very busy. And really proud of his work. At that time, there were a lot of Japanese or Chinese in the shoe repair business. And the government would just lease a building. The government would pay for all the machinery and everything. And so he did quality work, and he went from there. He lived about 10 miles away, but worked till 10, 11 o'clock at night. And just couldn't keep up with it. A lot of satisfied customers. Yep.
So you've made quite a difference in people's lives, quality of life.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Not just a salesperson, but you help people craft knowledge. And
Correct.
Shoe.
Correct.
Not all feet are the same.
Yeah. Yep. And we pride ourselves on fitting. Fitting is the most important. Where the shoe bends. And, the people from Stevensville, they always wore a size 12 or a size 11. The farmer over there and put him in a 13, and he couldn't believe the difference.
I always wore a smaller shoe than I should have until I came to you.
Most people do.
Yeah.
They don't think about the feet growing.
Yeah, they don't want big feet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He played football for Troy, and he was a tackle and wrestled. Always a big rivalry. And of course, I read about George and losing his shoe. I don't know, that was a big foot. I think it was a 14 or 15. Yeah. And, always a big rivalry. Just enjoyed the games. I hope I can make it. Is it tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night. Canton.
What is one of the most, memorable shoe games you've been to?
I haven't been to that many. Just probably when my son played, where we went to all the football games and the wrestling, and kind of got away from it because of the business. We got busier and busier. And
What would separate us from another town? What makes Troy special?
oh, well, first of all, friends and all the people here, just love them to death. Troy Sail Barn, that's doing well. So glad they could save that. Bill Bauer and Bob Storch and the guys. Troy Fire Department, I think that's really good. And have their dinners down there, local church dinners. I guess other towns have it, but I think that's about what sets it apart here.